Hi beautiful people, and let's be emo with monsters from Quiet Highland. Scarlet Nexus. Action anime with psychic powers and monsters. Okay designs and... nope, it all looks like the same dummy with different parts. I sincerely don't know what they were thinking here. Why would you take the most identifiable part of someone and miss an action scene for Clovis masks and hoodies? Especially when you've just introduced so many characters? However, I don't know how they were thinking. When in a fight, it'd be easier to have dummies without having to show emotions. Well, they certainly have no emotion. Even that face girl from Decide Termer looked a bit better not moving. Even so, still, some of the movements seem to be of 3D dummies while others don't. It might be more for these Playmobil looking ones being longer. The best ones are usually on screen last time. That's the other thing you can notice here. They aren't limited to that completely, as we have characters fighting outside their battle uniforms, complete with personality camouflage. But it's all pretty static still. You can see the characters move very little, almost like mermaids in poorly made anime. It almost looks like an 8-bit RPG's fight. At least, if the models and attacks of the characters are very simple, we have quite silent helic monsters. In this case, of course, they do have more limited movements, but their plasticky nature contributes to give them a surreal quality. I didn't even really feel they moved bad at all. And the designs were good in themselves, except the first ones, which were probably the slimes of this world. I'd say they look like an ugly vase with a plant growing in them, but few things can really make slime interesting. I never said nothing. I mean, I don't even know what is slime living together. The story isn't really revealed, and I'd say it's something pretty standard with an emo touch, until the end in which they want a cliffhanger, but what's revealed is so emo, gothic, darkness, in the worst possible sense, that I could hardly think it's going to get better. It might have been just a slip, after all it was the end of the episode, but I doubt it. Especially with others having such a cliché name and exploding in pathos, because no one ever heard of Sakura, not that one. Action with powers anime template firmly in place as always. Here we have psionic powers instead of Ki, or Cosmos, or Soma, or... Sega! And the threat are others, which are the neighbors from World Trigger, but more directly psychological horror creatures. It's nothing new that mannequins have this effect, even more so when incomplete or with weird shapes. Our main character has just become a soldier in the fight against them, his older brother is the whole organization's boss, the father is the nation's leader and such, so he isn't what you might expect with all this emo gothic energy. He seems not to be always mopey, even though he has moments of, I wonder if the girl my age was the same who saved me when I was a child, despite her already being an adult and indicating time shenanigans. There was a fight in the beginning to show off two powerful guys, in that same lazy and interesting way as always, and after him starting at the force, there's a call, and their ship is the only one who can answer. Though they said 85% of the enemy had been shot down by cannons that didn't show up in the previous fight? And their squads are sent in, though they only talk about 2 squadrons, so clearly there should have been others more qualified to handle this. What I'm trying to say is that the world building is really poorly done. That guy that destroyed an other with a single attack, if he destroyed 5 maybe, then even better. And the other guy also destroyed 1 with a single move, so why would the first be better than him? If we have cannons, why only in the second occasion? If they talk about chances of an other showing up, aka another, in each area, these monsters showing up is something big. So, the previous attack fell through the cracks up to that point? Or they just forgot to talk about it beforehand? And if it is that big, how do we have only 2 squadrons leaving the headquarters where they've just inducted everyone? And on top of that, we have how the episode ends. First, our main character, who they say has little power, but still fights on par with a mate, is helped by a colleague with similar power who's more confident. Though he had gotten 2 things with his his power, and so did she. He just gets something heavier and uses it together with her, so it was just a matter of strategy, not power. He was just being a dumbass and going straight into it. Yes, he was there because of a child lost amidst the attack, of course. But they can defeat the bouquet with a corset on, cameras arrive and start talking to him, so two captains that seem younger show up to handle the situation, and they give me a Secret Guardians from Shurato vibe, which is positive. But then we end on the main guy saying that behind the others' attacks, there was the biggest of conspiracies. Yes, each of the biggest conspiracies ever is always waiting their turn behind the monster of the week. Then a guy says that the one that deserves to be annihilated is this crazed world. After they all ate crazy beef. And the main one ends saying that the one he understood the least was himself. I'm sorry, but I've seen this done better in many a place. If the daughter of the devil herself is less emo than you, I'm sorry, but it doesn't work. At least the main guy doesn't think he's better than everyone else, but it's no different from everything that stops and says, "In a world." And it's just a half-baked movie. Now the world don't move.